the majority of all key and skill positions. So follow along for some exciting Clinton Yellowjacket football action right here on KHPQ. Tonight's game is brought to you by these fine sponsors: First Security Bank, Conway Regional Medical Center, Justin's Collision Repair and Towing, Joe Lee Chevrolet, The River Company Insurance Company, Blagg Law Firm, Davis Cash Lumber, Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Ozark Health Medical Center, by Goods Cash Saver, and by all the fine Yellow Jacket boosters. Tonight's live video stream on YouTube and Facebook, brought to you by Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and by First Arkansas Bank and Trust. And the player of the game each week, brought to you by First Arkansas Bank and Trust in Clinton. Now, let's join our announcers for tonight's game. KHPQ Sports Director Jeff Hall and announcer Mike Hawley. Get ready for tonight's Yellow Jacket football action on KHPQ.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's a Yellow Jacket football Friday night, and the Yellow Jackets have traveled to southeast Arkansas, where tonight they will take on the third-ranked team in the state of Arkansas, the Stuttgart Ricebirds. Glad you could join us tonight. I'm Mike Hawley. Jeff Hall is here shortly, and Ryan Jones is up and going on the live stream tonight, and we're expecting a great ball game here tonight in Arkansas County down in Stuttgart. The Yellow Jackets had a long road trip today, left about 1:45, traveled most of the way in rain. The final from Conway to Stuttgart in heavy rain, but the rain has cleared out at around 15 till 6, and the temperatures have dropped a little bit. It's down in the 70s. I know back home y'all are already down into the 60s, and it's going to be a cool night. That's good to see. But the Yellow Jackets football here tonight as they take on the number 3 ranked Stuttgart Ricebirds. Stuttgart comes in ranked number 3, as we said. They are 5-1 on the season, 3-0 in conference play. The Yellow Jackets, with that win last week over Little Rock Mills, jumped 10 spots in the rankings. They went from 29 down to 19, and they come in with a record of 3 wins, 3 losses on the season, and they are 2-1 in conference play, only 1 game behind Stuttgart. So this is a battle for first place here tonight. Head coach Chris DeFran in his 21st season, 131 wins for Coach DeFran. Josh Price, 13th season overall. He's 113-57. 6 years here at Stuttgart, 43-21 with the Ricebirds. Some of you may remember him. He coached for several years, 7 years, in fact, at Dardanelle. And he was a great quarterback in high school at Beebe and at Arkansas Tech University. The Yellow Jackets coming off a win last week, a big win over Mills, 38-28. The Jackets trailed 20-6 midway through the second quarter, and Josh Witt tackled the quarterback in the end zone for a safety, has turned the ball game. The Yellow Jackets then scored on a Zane Widener touchdown pass from Joe Chalk on the final play of the first half. The Yellow Jackets got into halftime down only 20-16. They held Mills to only 8 points in the second half, and the Yellow Jackets rolled to a 38-28 win. They rolled up 475 yards of offense despite 4 turnovers. Spencer Bannister playing his first game at wingback at 124 yards rushing to lead the Yellow Jackets. And the Yellow Jacket defense held the high-scoring Mills offense 21 points below their season average of 49 points a ball game. Stuttgart with a win last week at Ball Knob, 42-19. Ball Knob scored on the first possession of the ball game, and then Stuttgart scored 42 straight points. Coach Price commented on quarterback Tamir Coppins that he had played his best game of the season so far, and they also got back a couple of players from injury. Jaden Strain back from an injury for the first time since week 0. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground and 1 in the air. This series dates back to 2008. Between 2008 and 2013, 6 years there, the Yellow Jackets at Stuttgart played. And then they played again, of course, last season at Clinton. Stuttgart leads the series 6 wins to 1 win for Clinton. The Jackets are 0-3 here at Stuttgart. The Jackets are 1-3 back at home at Jim Thomason Fields. The Ricebirds have won 4 straight in the series. But if you remember one of the key moments in probably Clinton football history, October 15th, 2010, at Jim Tumlinson Field, it was Clinton 29, Stuttgart 7, and that launched the Yellowjackets on a conference championship back in 2010. And it really kind of turned the corner for the Yellowjacket program, and that they had beat one of the premier powers in the state of Arkansas. When I say one of the premier powers, Stuttgart has 9 state championships, 29 conference championships, 36 playoff appearances. They've played 77 playoff games, and they've won 45 playoff games in their history. So the Yellowjackets beat Stuttgart that night in 2010. That gave the Yellowjackets great credibility. That was a team with Park Parrish, Dylan Toney, Hunter Treese, among others, and they went on and won a conference championship there in 2010. And we're just moments away from the kickoff here at Ned Mosley Stadium. It's homecoming night here in Stuttgart, and a large crowd of students just went onto the field to welcome the Ricebirds onto the field from the north end, and the Yellowjackets just made their way onto the field from the south end. And so we are set for football here tonight. Should be a good one. And part of the keys to the game, as we say all the time, is if the Clinton cannot turn the football over. Last week they got away with it. They turned it over 4 times and still scored 38 points. They turned the ball over 4 times at Dardanelle and 4 times at Melbourne, and were not able to get away with it. So if the Yellowjackets can take care of the football and are able to run the football, the Yellowjackets have a shot tonight against the number 3 ranked Stuttgart Ricebirds. We're looking for Harley Tobin to be back on the field tonight at quarterback. He started practicing on Wednesday, and this is probably the healthiest the Yellowjackets have been in a while. I saw 29 of 31 players dressed out on Monday, and I think by the end of the week we probably had 30 of 31 players dressed out for practice. Nathan Witt will be out again this week with that shoulder injury, but the Yellowjackets, for the first time in a while, are pretty well healthy. And we are underway. Onside kick. Bounces off a Clinton player and recovered by Stuttgart. And the Yellowjackets are playing on AstroTurf tonight, and that ball really scooted fast, and it bounced off one of the upbacks for Clinton. And I think that might have been Dylan Jones. The ball bounced off him, and Stuttgart picked it up at the Clinton 49-yard line, and Ricebirds have the ball in Clinton territory for this first possession of the ball game. It's kind of like we saw a couple of weeks ago when Clinton kicked one off. It might have been against Mills off their upback. The Yellowjackets recovered the football, and so the Yellowjacket defense immediately is under the gun here as Stuttgart opens at the Clinton 49. And a handoff inside at the 45, inside the 40, knocked out of bounds down near the 30 by Dylan Jones. And that'll be a first down on a 17-yard gain down to the Yellowjacket 31-yard line. A lot of weapons on this Stuttgart team, including senior quarterback Tamir Coppins. He scored the game-winning touchdown against Southside 2 weeks ago. Southside played them right down to the wire. I now see a flag on the field, and there was a block in the back downfield, and they're going to mark that back. It's actually going to turn out to be a 2-yard gain for Stuttgart because the penalty occurred downfield. They're going to mark it back to the Yellowjacket 47, so make it first down and 8 for the Ricebirds. Coppin in the shotgun, running backs to each side, 2 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Now running back in motion to the near side. Fakes the handoff. Coppins is going to run. He's at the 45, inside the 40, all the way down to the 35-yard line. Southside led in the fourth quarter 2 weeks ago against Stuttgart, and Stuttgart rallied for 2 touchdowns to win the game 20-18, and Coppins scored the game-winning touchdown with about 2:55 left in the ball game. First down, Stuttgart at the Yellowjacket 37. They are going into the wind. Got a little wind blowing here as that front has gone through and dropped the temperature some. And now handoff on the inside. And a nice tackle at the line of scrimmage by Cody Davis. And that'll be no gain, maybe a loss of a half yard. And make it second down and 10. Junior Cedric Hawkins. And we saw him last year as a sophomore. Had a couple touchdowns against Heber, a couple of touchdowns against Batesville Southside, 2 touchdowns against Star City this year, and 2 touchdowns against DeWitt. Second down and 10. Handoff, trying to stretch it to the outside, and going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage. Again, Josh Witt on the tackle for the Jackets. And looks like maybe who's popping up on the outside out there for Clinton. I think Billy Stanley on the tackle. Billy Stanley had a good game last week, blocking back. Made a nice recovery on an onside kick. Played great on defense. And now Stuttgart facing third down and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 37. Two wideouts to the near side, one to the far side of the field near the Clinton bench. And now man slides into the slot. Coppins in the shotgun. Snap clock down under 10 seconds. And he takes the snap. He's rolling to his left, looking, gets some pressure, now trying to run. Now breaks out of a tackle at the 40 and dropped at the 38. And a nice job as looks like Cody Davis almost had him in the backfield, but did slow him up enough. And wow, what a great job of that Yellow Jacket defense as Stuttgart took over at the 48-yard line of Clinton. And it looks like the Jackets are going to force them to punt on this opening series. Joe Hudson's defense played a great second half last week against a high-powered offense, so they come up big here early. And it's a good snap. Here's the kick. The Yellow Jackets are going to get away from it. And the ball hits at the 15, rolls inside the 5 and stop there. I think they're going to mark it at the 5-yard line, but the Yellow Jackets defense does their job. And now the Yellow Jacket offense will take over at the 5-yard line. And first thing of business here is to get the ball away from the goal line, get that first down and get some working room. And we're looking down to the huddle and see who's coming out at quarterback. Yellow Jacket offense, 475 yards last week. Looks like Nick Epley lined up at quarterback. Widener, Davis, Hutto in the backfield. And Epley trying to bootleg it and going to get a couple yards and then knocked down. Epley tried that a couple times last week against Mills and couldn't get loose. He's going to get almost 2 yards here on first down. Like I said, we expect maybe to see Harley Tobin sometime tonight, but we're opening with Epley. Epley played the second half last week. Joe Chalk played the first half. Each quarterback had a touchdown pass. Epley had a screen pass throwback to Jasper Burgess last week for a 50-yard touchdown. Handoff inside. Widener breaks free. He's over the 15. Drags tacklers to the 19. And it's first down Clinton. Ball gets free, but the officials are going to mark it down there. And that was a big run on the trap play on the sweep. And Widener gets all the way up to the 19-yard line. He got through a little bit of a hole and then drug tacklers from the 15 out to the 19. And the Jackets have that first down that we needed. First and 10 for Clinton. And handoff to the inside, nothing there. Yeah, I need that back. That'll be no gain on the, well, close to 2 yards on the carry. Second down and 8 for the Jackets, a long 8. Epley still at quarterback. Jackets in tight in the wing tee. Stuttgart crowding the line of scrimmage. Breaks free. That's Hutto up over the 30 to the 31. It's going to be another first down for the Yellow Jackets. And I think, check that, I think that may be, that's Cody Davis on the carry. And Davis gets a first down for Clinton. This drive started back at the 5-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets with 2 first downs are out to the 31. Look across the way. I see 50 or more Yellow Jacket fans, and Nathan Andrews and the band have made the long trip down for the festivities here at Stuttgart. First and 10 Clinton at their own 31. Epley under center. Fakes the handoff. Tries to get around the corner. Now stretches it to the outside, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. Once again, they tried the bootleg play. Kind of a counter as all the action came toward the Stuttgart sideline, and then Epley was heading toward the Clinton sideline, hoping that those linebackers would be chasing to the left, but they stayed home. And Epley's going to be dropped for a 4-yard loss. So now the Yellow Jackets are looking at a 2nd down and 14 back at the Yellow Jacket 28-yard line. Jackets still in tight in the wing tee. And handoff. Widener gets to the 20, carries a tackler across the original line of scrimmage. And now I see a flag late. There was Epley and a Stuttgart player way behind the line of scrimmage. A little bit of extracurricular activities, and let's see what the official's going to call here. Play went to the left. Widener got back to the original line of scrimmage. And I think they're going to throw the flag. Looks like the Clinton players are backing up. And it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Yellow Jackets. I think that's the second time on that first play of this drive. Epley got knocked out of bounds. I'm not sure if he liked that. It was quite a bit out of bounds. No call there. And then something happened behind the play with him and a Stuttgart player. And the penalty's going to go against the Yellow Jackets. And now promise and drive is looking as the Yellow Jackets are backed up. And now I see Harley Tobin now checking in for the Yellow Jackets. I think Jeff Hall back with us here.
And here we go. 6:21 remain opening quarter. No score in the ball game. And breaking the huddle, the Yellow Jackets. Again, Tobin. Good to see him back under center. Going to shift heavy right formation. The line, the tight end, handoff left to right. And hit behind the line of scrimmage, dropped. I think that'll go for a loss on the play. Looks to be at the 14, so a loss of 2. That's going to bring it 4th and about 15 for the Yellow Jackets. So it looks like the punt team's coming out for head coach Chris Dufran. They're backed up inside their own 15-yard line.
I think this will be 4th down, by the way. That unsportsmanlike conduct was a dead ball penalty, so that's actually going to make that 4th down. That was Spencer Bannister's first carry of the night. He led the Yellow Jackets last week with 124 yards. And penalties and a lost yardage play really killed this drive as the Yellow Jacket moved from the 5 out to the 31.
Looks like Widener will drop back from the short drop. He will punt the football. It's going to hit at about the 40-yard line, go out of bounds there. And so Stuttgart's going to have good field position to start this drive. They'll be on the Yellow Jacket side of the 50 here in front of this home crowd tonight in Stuttgart. Got a beautiful facility and a field down below us. Always enjoyed these trips to Stuttgart, during the years when we were conference foes. And we're back again. Bleachers not full tonight. They can seat a lot of folks here at the stadium on Stuttgart, even on the home side. A little wet out, no rain falling at the moment. But
see if the Yellow Jackets can come up on defense again. That first drive by Stuttgart started at the Clinton 48. The second one starts at the Clinton 34.
Out of the shotgun, standing at the 44. We'll retreat, drop back to the 48. A lot of pressure. Going to throw it out short on the left side. Incomplete pass up at about the 30. That'll bring up 2nd down at 10. Good pressure that time. Coming up, Ashton Hoyle was in the backfield. Ashton Hoyle and Spencer Bannister.
Jared Brown also with some pressure that time.
Those two guys were our first Arkansas Bank and Trust players of the game last week in the victory over Little Rock Mills. And Stuttgart, the ball's on the far hash. That's in front of the visiting bleachers. They're going to split 2 receivers wide left. Covering that Yellow Jackets secondary, looking to pass, looking left, going to throw it, caught, short, 31-30 to the sideline, 25 out of bounds by Brody Emberton up inside the 25. That should be good for a Stuttgart first down.
I think he got an accidental block there. He got Yellow Jackets. There were 2 receivers in the area. The Yellow Jackets were going to look like they're going to make the tackle as soon as he made the catch. But 22, with his back turn for Stuttgart, not even trying to block, actually became a blocker. And the Yellow Jackets couldn't get to him, and it'll be a first down for Stuttgart.
A little bit closer than they look. They'll say he went out of bounds at the 24. That's where he needed to be, so they'll eyeball it quickly and say that is a first down. And the Rice Birds will get right back on the line of scrimmage. And set up now with a couple receivers to the right. Shotgun snap, handoff, moving right to left. And up across the 20, lowers the shoulder. It hits up out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. And they showed their speed there because had to run laterally to the sideline to get away from would-be tacklers behind the line of scrimmage, and then made the cut upfield, lowered the shoulder, got some extra yards. But they're going to have some speed on the turf tonight. Here are the Rice Birds.
And that was Cedric Hawkins, who we talked about in the pregame show, one of the top players in all of Class 4A. Coppins, the quarterback. He was not the quarterback in July. They had a 3-year starter, and we'll finish that in a minute.
Shotgun snap in the belly, moving to the right, off tackle, up to about the 10-yard line. A pickup of 6, bring up second down.
They had a 3-year starter coming back as quarterback, and in July, he just told the coaching staff that he was through playing football, and Coppins became the quarterback. He is also a senior, but he was not the original quarterback. Of course, they lost Arlie Lee to a broken hand first game of the year. They hope to get him back in time for the playoffs.
Stay in the shotgun. This time motion right to left, coming back. Front of the face, the quarterback gets the handoff on the run. The 10, the 5 to the corner. Dive to the pylon. Into the end zone. Touchdown from the 10. The Ricebirds put the first points of the night on the scoreboard. It's Stuttgart 6, Clinton 0.
Jaden Strange with a touchdown. Another player that had been out came back last week. They got him back, and on that jet sweep, Strange scores from 10 yards out. And you saw when he could see the pylon, he really kicked into another gear there and gets into the end zone. And the Yellowjackets, who allowed Stuttgart to start this drive on the 34, can't keep him out of the end zone here.
And Stuttgart will line up for the extra point attempt. We've not seen the extra points attempt, at least in the last couple of weeks in Yellowjacket ball games. This one is up, it's deep, but it's no good. No good. The kick fails. It's Stuttgart 6, Clinton 0 with 4:39 to go in the opening quarter. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellowjackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Savers says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Saver. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Saver a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellowjackets.
He didn't. Oh, man.
What are you doing?
He didn't. Uh-oh. And on the kickoff, football's going to hit the turf, bound back inside the 5, all the way back to the 2-yard line, and finally picked up, covered there. Ricebirds make the tackle, and the Yellowjackets going to be back at their 2 to start this series.
Well, I'm not sure what happened there. They let the ball hit the ground. Once it goes 10 yards, that's a live ball, and it was not going to get to the end zone. That reminds me of last year up at Batesville Southside. We let a couple of kickoffs hit the ground. And the Yellowjackets, man, the defense has been in bad situation with Stuttgart field position. And the Yellowjacket offense is now backed up to the 1-yard line again.
Here we go. Hoban under center. And he's going to keep it roll to the left. Wants to pass out of the end zone. And he's going to go down. Oh, that may have been a fumble. Looked like he was about to be tackled in the end zone. What did he do there? Did he squirt out and get to the... Was that the
flag
football
down.
or the player? did he lose the ball, pitch it forward? I'm not sure. Tobin looked like he was about to go down in the end zone.
I think he thought he was going to get tackled for a safety, so he was going to try to throw it forward. Should just kind of throw that one out of bounds.
We may have a intentional grounding if that was a forward pass or a fumble. It is intentional grounding in the end zone, and that will be a safety. That's 2 points for the Ricebirds. And the Yellowjackets will have to kick the football from the 20 and give it to the Stuttgart offense. So,
well, you couldn't get off to a worse start than Yellowjackets have. Stuttgart's had the ball on the iron of the field the entire quarter, and Clinton's had the ball at the 1-yard line twice. I think the Yellowjacket coaching staff wants an explanation. He's going to call intentional grounding. If you do an intentional grounding from the end zone, that is a safety. There is no outside the pocket in high school football like you see in college and the pros. And now Clinton will have to have a free kick from the 20-yard line. They tried that naked bootleg again. Looked like Harley was going to get out of the end zone, but they ran him down over there before he could get out. That's probably one you just need to throw it into the bleachers.
And it looks like the Yellowjackets, for the free kick, you have the option of a punt or a kickoff. And it looks like they'll line up for a kickoff, again, from their own 20-yard line. That'll put Widener and Emberton back. We'll see who puts the foot to the ball.
Once again, the Yellowjackets shot themselves in the foot, though, by letting that kickoff hit the ground and roll all the way to the 1-yard line.
8-0 is the score. The Ricebirds 4-26. Only one play between the touchdown. Well, one play after the touchdown led to the 2-point conversion, so not much time on the clock. Well, he will punt. Widener will punt the football from the 20. Good kick. That's his deepest kick. It's going to go all the way back inside the Stuttgart 10, inside the 5, back to the 2. They'll pick it up there. Trying to make the tackle. Coming up at the 14, 15-yard line. So if you needed a good kick, maybe this was it. From the 20 to the 2. Goes the free kick by Zane Widener. The Ricebirds will get it back out to the 15, but boy, just when you thought Stuttgart was going to set up good with field position, at least you can kind of flip the field a bit.
Jackets got a break there because he missed the ball at the 25. He could have caught it in the air, and he missed it. It rolled all the way to the 2, which I think would be 78 yards. Nate Tomlinson, you're still safe. I think he had a 79-yard punt back in 1970, but then the kick returner gets it back out to the 14. You couldn't have asked for much more than that. Yellowjackets were kicking with the wind.
Here we go. Defense, try to get a stop, hand off, move in right, stop, back up the middle, and it'll be to about the 17-yard line, a pickup of 2, maybe 3 on the play.
Hawkins on the carry, tried to get outside, turned on a dime, forced him back to the middle. Jackets stopped him after 3 yards there. Had we played this game a few years ago before they put this turf in, this would have been a mud bowl tonight. The field here was low without a crown, and we played here a couple times in the past when it was really wet. Tonight would have definitely been a mud bowl.
Out of the shotgun, look at a pass quickly, throw it out to the left side behind the line of scrimmage at the 15, caught to the 20, to the sideline, 25, stays inbounds, dives back forward across the 30, gets to the 31, and that'll be a first down for the Ricebirds. 3:24 in the opening quarter. Stuttgart 8, Clinton 0.
Quick out to Strange again. He's the guy that scored the touchdown. And just basically a running play. Get it up there as quick as you can. The Yellowjackets gave him a little bit of cushion because of his speed, and a first down up at the 31.
Here we go, handoff, getting to the left side, trying to get around the end, get to the corner, 35-40, stays in bounds across the 45, up near midfield at the 50, goes out of bounds at the Yellowjacket 49. First down for Stuttgart.
Hawkins, a big-time player. We saw him last year as a sophomore, and he has got a lot of speed. And we said he's had about, I think it's 4 games this year, he's had multiple touchdowns. Offensive line, Hunter Smith is their best player up front. And they'll go with tight ends also, so they get some max blocking protection.
Looking right down the line of scrimmage, shotgun snap, going to roll to the left, keep it up across the 45, forced out of bounds. Looks to be at about the 43 or so. We'll see where the final mark is. Dawson Burgess coming up, getting some help on getting out of bounds. It's all the way up to the 40.
A lot of tradition here at Stuttgart, but I will say probably the best thing they've ever done for their program is put down turf, because they always have speed. And turf favors speed.
Ball on the near hash for our broadcast position. Handoff, moving to the right side. Got a good block on the end, but good job of the Yellowjacket defense. Short gain on the play of about 3.
Dawson Maynard, I believe, in the game tonight. He's been out for several weeks. Number 5, he came up and laid the first lick on Hawkins. Like I say, I think by the end of the week we had 30 of 31 players dressed. That's the most we've had in a long time dressed out. going back to the CAC week when we had 11 players out that night.
Our roster here. Quick pass, right side, behind the line of scrimmage, behind the 40, going down the sideline, 45-30, stays in bounds up near the 20-yard line. We'll go out of bounds there for a first down.
Yeah, that time Hawkins just lined up beside Coppins at quarterback, then went in motion and just threw it out there to him, and he 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but that gives him space, and he is a most difficult young man to tackle in open space.
Boy, so far, this is maybe the best we've seen of utilizing, getting to the outside, getting past the end, getting to the sideline. Stuttgart's doing that and using.
It'd be fun to see the Drake brothers are such good open field tacklers, to see them and Hawkins go head to head in the open field. Now they split him out again.
Quarterback draw up the middle, starts right, back to the middle, hit hard at the 20, drop there. Maybe
Zane Widener with a tackle. Yeah, we're not seeing Harley on defense tonight. You know, we had to use him on defense quite a bit this year. He's such a good tackler, but after the injury, I think he's going to be probably offense only, except in just certain key situations.
A minute, 30 seconds, clock running in the first quarter. Clinton trailing by 8. Ricebirds inside the Yellow Jacket 20-yard line. For the second time tonight, shotgun snap, put it in the belly, raking to the right, stretching it out sideways, getting to the sideline, turning it up into the end zone. Flag on the play as the ball goes, as the ball carrier goes into the end zone, and we'll see. It's a block in the back. So
wipe out an 18-yard touchdown run. He did float to the outside and then cut up. He may have caught by the change of direction. The blocker suddenly, that was blocking front, now blocking in the back, so that'll mark it back. That's about like the first drive when they had a long run. Penalty flag brought it back. They end up with, about a 1-yard gain out of it.
While on the far hash, 2 receivers wide left.
And now Stuttgart moves early. I think the left guard.
So that should be a 5-yard penalty. Back them up. It's second down and 7. Second down and 8. You're going to become second down and 13. Keep the down.
You know, they spread people out, but if you'll notice the last couple of plays, they've had 2 tight ends, one on each side. That's kind of a power running formation. And they'll use what's called the sniffer. Well, that running back will get up just behind the line of scrimmage. You can see him there. If you're watching on TV, he's right behind the left guard. That's called the sniffer.
Motion right, handoff, up the middle, into the pile. Not much, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage.
Daniel Poole, his first carry of the night. Daniel Poole has an interesting statistic. He's played, this is his 21st varsity football game tonight. He has 6 blocked punts in 20 games coming into tonight.
Third down and 9 for the Ricebirds at the Yellowjacket 22-yard line. We're inside a minute to play in the opening quarter. Shotgun snap, roll to the left, looking to pass. Flag on the play. Caught at about the 23. And a good job of the Yellowjacket defense. Going to make the tackle at the 20. We'll see. This one may, I don't know, it could come back on a penalty, or with the stop there, it would be a 4-yard gain. It could be 4th down, which I think Stuttgart's going to go for it.
Good job that time to tackle Hawkins in the open field. Cody Davis came up with a little bit of help and made the tackle. And now the officials talk about it down at the 20.
Stuttgart might look to kick a field goal from that spot. I don't know. If they were to keep it there, that'd be a 37-yarder, though.
They're going into the wind here, 33 seconds. They may want to take. Yeah, they still got 25 on the snap clock, so you could try to get this into the second quarter if you're Stuttgart. Their kicker's got a pretty good leg. Still talking about it. Jackets are going to take their chances on 4th down.
So you give maybe that goes for a 3-yard pickup, puts the football at the 20. It's 4th and 7.
I think if you're Coach DeFran, you're thinking is 1 play for 7 yards or 2 plays for, 11. He's going to take his chances on 1 play right here.
Hey, here we go. Big play. They will have to snap the football. Play clock down to 13. 20 seconds on the game clock. Kind of a strong right formation. Everyone in tight, shotgun snap. And they're going to do a double handoff pass out of the halfback pass. Incomplete. No flags. There's a flag after the incomplete pass. The ball was on the turf. The official closest to us, away from the football, throws a flag. Maybe something happened after the play or a receiver downfield. They set that up with, a halfback pass.
Briar West, the senior linebacker, great defensive player. He was the one taking the snap, and I think it's a penalty.
Ineligible.
I was going to say ineligible receiver downfield maybe, because it took so long. It looked like Briar, the man was open, and he kept running, and that allowed Clinton to get close to the receiver. I think he waited too long to throw that one. The Yellowjackets will take it, and the Yellowjackets, who were backed up, have the football for the second time on a great defensive stop. The third time tonight for the ball, but the second time the defense has come up big, and pretty much you totally outplayed, and the whole game's been played on Clinton's end of the field, and you look up at the scoreboard, and it's only 8-0.
It's a one-score ball game with 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and Clinton may have to snap the football at least one time. I don't know if they'll start the game clock. They've set the football, and the game clock will not start until the snap. So one play here from the 20. Quickly break the huddle. Tobin goes under center. Quick snap. Hands off left to right. Epley tries to get the corner, turns it up inside, up to the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. Flag on the play.
Yeah, that's going to be a block in the back, or holding if you want to call it. And Nick was going to the outside, and our right tackle was blocking, and I think when he cut back behind him, that really changed the blocking angle for the right tackle. And quickly the Yellowjackets are back in the hole again at the 10, but still 4 seconds left in the quarter. I think they're going to wind this. Only problem is they're going to be going into the wind when we switch ends of the field.
The game clock did not start when they set the football, so it looks like they'll have to snap it again with 10 seconds on the play clock. They have to get out of the huddle.
If you're going to throw the football with the wind, this would be your last play with that opportunity.
Austin Lynch, I think, split wide left. Widener gets the handoff, trying to get to the end. He's met behind the line of scrimmage. He'll try to pull away, but only to the 10, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. It'll be third down when we return here from Stuttgart. The Ricebirds lead 8-0 over the Yellowjackets. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Wherever the river flows and however the game goes, the River Company is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellowjacket Sports. Just like in sports, you want someone who has your back. The professional team at the River Company Insurance does just that. They'll work hard to find you the most coverage at the best possible price. Whether it's business, farm, ranch, personal, or automotive, the team at the River Company will get you exactly what you need. Sports is a team effort, so come join the team at the River, formerly S&P Insurance.
Life is better with football. And with First Security, we have the resources and the know-how to tackle your needs, plus a local team you can count on. So you're making better plays because First Security is making better happen during this season and every season. What's your better? Get there with us. Stop by your local First Security Banking Center or visit us online at fsbank.com today. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Yeah. And we're back to the second quarter at Ned Mosley Field. Jeff Hall, Mike Hawley, Ryan Jones, and the coach, Matthew Post, in the booth here tonight. Yellowjackets trail 8-0 as we head into the second quarter. The game has been played entirely on Clinton's end of the field. The Yellowjackets have started 2 drives at the 1, and they started this drive at the 20-yard line. Now they're backed up. And second down and 20 from our own 10-yard line. And now, for the second quarter, Yellowjackets will be going into the wind, Jeff Hall.
Oh, here we go. Well, last year watching Stuttgart, I thought they were the class of the conference. And we'll hold that thought. It's going to be the shotgun. That's not Tobin. That's Epley. He's going to throw it quick to Widener. Caught out in the left flat. He's met by Ricebirds at the 8-yard line. Maybe the 9. Going to be dropped there for loss on the play. I think that was Epley in the shotgun. Was that right?
Yes, Tobin was on the field. and was split out to the right. Now he's coming back in with the play. You mentioned Stuttgart last year. They went 12-1 with all those sophomores and lost to Shiloh Christian in the semifinals last season. And so
they went from an unusual stat for them. Season before, they did not win a ball game.
0-10.
You would never think that.
Check that, 1-9.
Here we go.
Little Rock Mills had to forfeit.
Hand off to Epley. Gets to the corner. He's got Ricebirds on him, and he'll be wrestled down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That's going to bring up 4th and 21. Yellowjackets going to have to punt from just inside their own end zone. But, just to finish that,
on the field they went 0-10 for the first time in probably decades before the season was over, though Little Rock Mills had to forfeit a win over Stuttgart for using an ineligible player. They technically finished 1-9.
Come back last year, they run through the regular season undefeated, 10-0. They win the first couple of games in the playoffs, go 12-0 before falling in the semifinals. As you said, to Shiloh Christian, the punt is up. I don't know if it was blocked or short. It's a long way from our broadcast position. It's going to go out of bounds. Looks to be inside the 25, so not going to get too much. And the Ricebirds is going to be set up with good field position again.
Yeah, not sure if he got a hand on that or not. He's kicking into the wind. And they're going to mark that ball at the 19-yard line. Wow. Stuttgart, here's what they've done tonight so far. They started at the Clinton 49. They started at the Clinton 34. They started at their own 14. It ended up at the Clinton 25, and now they start at the Clinton 19-yard line. But the defense has bent but not broken. They've only given up 8 points. They've been under the gun the whole night. If they can pull another one out of the fire here, you got to tip your hat to defensive coordinator Joe Hudson.
Stops 2 out of 3 drives. Can they do it again? Shotgun snap, fake the handoff, a little bit to the right, pass, caught up at the 15. Good open field tackle down at the ankles by Spencer Bannister, and that'll move the ball to the 13-yard line, a pickup of 6. Good open field tackle.
Yeah, Levante Clark, a 6'3", 230-pound tight end. That's a good-sized tight end in high school football.
What started that thought a while ago, just remembered last year, really the class of the conference, just looking at the athletes when we were that Stuttgart had last year, and in their execution, it was just a step above everybody else. So they may not be too far off that mark this year. Handoff, moving right. Oh, met in the backfield, going to be dropped back at the 14-yard line.
Hawkins dropped by Widener, along with some other Yellowjackets.
Thing's going to get through there from his linebacker position. That's going to
we knew Stuttgart was going to be good the last few years because their junior high team was so good. If that's an indicator, last night the Clinton Yellowjacket junior high team beat Stuttgart last night 30-20. So good things, good players coming for the Yellowjackets in the years to come. And this Yellowjacket team here is getting better and better each week. 7th grade team lost by 2 last night, but the junior high beat Stuttgart 30-20.
9 minutes, 15 seconds here in the second quarter. Ricebirds, third play of the drive. Handoff, 10-5. Upended just short of the goal line. Looks to be at the 2. That should set up Ricebirds for 1st and goal. The Yellowjacket 2.
Poole with a big carry on that trap play. Had a big hole to run through. We talked about Hawkins' speed. Looked like Poole can run, too. Poole, a senior, 5'9", 190.
Great, Martha. Good job. Here we go. Shotgun, handoff. Hit hard, but into the end zone. And it's a touchdown for the Ricebirds. Stuttgart 14, Clinton 0, 8:44 in the second quarter.
Poole got him to the 1, and Poole got him into the end zone on that 1-yard run. And now they lead 14-0. As they go for the extra point again. The last time they attempted an extra point, they hit the upright.
The snap, the hold, the kick is up. And this one's good. Stuttgart 15, Clinton 0. 8:44 in the second. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Raymond Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Life is better with football. And with First Security, we have the resources and the know-how to tackle your needs, plus a local team you can count on. So you're making better plays because First Security is making better happen during this season and every season. What's your better? Get there with us. Stop by your local First Security Banking Center or visit us online at fsbank.com today. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Kickoff down the field. Field is at 12. That's good advance. He'll get back in the middle. Turn it up inside the 20. Lower his shoulder. And looks to be, he'll put the football at the 25 as he goes down. So maybe that's a little bit better field position than the Yellowjackets maybe have had tonight. At least a little bit of breathing room. Let's see if they can get something going on offense to not only try to put points on the board, but keep the defense off the field, keep that Riceburg offense off the field.
Yeah, look at the Clinton. We talked about where Stuttgart started from tonight. Clinton, first possession from the 1, second possession from the 1, third possession from the 25, fourth possession from the 10, and now their fifth possession of the ball game starting from the 24-yard line.
All on the near hash. The wing tee, one in tight. Quick handoff, right side. Good positive yardage up across the 25. Looks to be at about the 27. We'll give a pickup of 3 on the carry.
Actually, at least we got a little bit of field position. At the goal line, you're pretty well limited on what you can do. You have to stay fairly basic because you don't want to give up a safety or something like that or a turnover.
Jacob
now
Hutto
get
on the
maybe
carry.
Into the middle of the field. Maybe we can open up our playbook a little bit. Did have 2 first downs on the opening drive, but then a lost yardage play and a penalty backed us up.
Tobin under center. Another handoff. Quick right side. No, Hutto faked me out. They get it out on the corner. And it's going to end up no gain on the play. The 27 was Epley on the carry.
That shows you the speed that time. As Harley's a pretty fast runner. Epley's a fast runner. They ran the option, got to the outside. Harley pitched it about when he should have when the defender came up on him. And still, Stuttgart was able to string it out for about a 1 or 2 yard gain. Maybe a lot like last week against Little Rock Mills. You almost have to run right at them between the tackles.
3rd and 7. The Ricebirds are ready to jump inside or try to get the Yellowjackets to jump. A lot of movement along that defensive line. Tobin will raise up, look to the sideline, and I think the Yellowjackets are going to take a timeout. They will. 7:21 here in the second quarter. Ricebirds lead 15-0 here in conference play from Stuttgart. I was driving in tonight, had a chance to listen to a little bit of 103.7 The Buzz, R.J. Hawk and Bob White and the crew, and it's Mills and Lone Oak tonight is the broadcast coming out. You know, that's other conference folks, the Yellowjackets. They open the broadcast from Mills High School, and they open it with, hey, last week the Clinton Yellowjackets beat the Mills Comets, and they kind of talked a little bit about the game and maybe how that happened, and then they were going to go on to say how Mills could they bounce back tonight, and then Lone Oak, I think, coming off a loss as well, how they would bounce back, and that's the game of the week in the conference. They kept talking about how it's the Comets, the Yellowjackets, and the Jackrabbits, you know, all with 1 loss apiece sitting at the top of the conference. They might have forgot about the Ricebirds there for the moment. Here we go, big play, 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap, steps to the left, is going to throw it back across his body. Caught up across the 35. It dropped the football. It's going to end up, let's see, I want to say incomplete. Let's make sure it's not a fumble. They will say, I think, incomplete. Maybe didn't have, or will they, let's see.
They call it incomplete pass.
Incomplete. Okay.
What a play by Harley, though, running to his left, about 3 guys on him, threw it back across his body and made a pretty good pass. Looked like he caught it at the 35, and the ball was knocked loose. Clinton thought maybe it was a fumble, but the official's going to call it an incomplete pass. But
would have been a first down. Could have hung on, but instead it'll
for Harley to be able to make that pass from that angle was something. Now you got to be careful. We talked about Poole and his block punts.
And the kick, a little bit lower. That may help against the wind. It's going to go out of bounds, but it will get across the 50, and the Ricebirds will have it at about the 45. So, again, talking about the Yellowjackets, Jackrabbits, and Comets, 1 loss apiece. They didn't mention Stuttgart. They mentioned that I think that who maybe Mills would be playing Stuttgart last week, but those some of the teams at the top of the conference. Also, Southside Batesville.
Yeah, Stuttgart's in the lead in the conference, undefeated at 3-0, and then there's Clinton, Batesville, Southside, Mills, and Lone Oak all have 1 loss, 1 game behind them. Big games tonight are Mills and Lone Oak. One of those two is going to get their 2nd loss. And interesting tonight, Ball Knob and Heber Springs, 2 teams that look like they're evenly matched. One of those teams will get separation tonight with a win. That game is at Ball Knob. Yellowjackets will host Ball Knob next Friday night at Jim Tumlison Fields.
Looking right down the line of scrimmage. Stuttgart will snap the football. Shotgun snap on a slant across the 50, the 45. Going to be dropped there. Widener's in on the tackle. It'll be short of the first down. It's at the Clinton 45. Make it 2nd down and 2.
Strange on the catch. Yellowjackets still giving a lot of cushion to the Ricebird receivers.
Josh Witt down on that Yellowjacket defensive line. Ashton Hoyle. Also, you got Jared Brown. Linebackers Billy Stanley, Zane Widener. Nick Epley's going to come up in tight. It's a handoff to the right side, breaking it out around the end, turning it down the sideline. 1 man to beat, and a touchdown for the Ricebirds. 46 yards on the carry, and just too much speed. Again, when there may have been a flag on the play, or either there is a flag. This one may be coming back, and the Ricebirds. That is as upset a coach as we've seen all season.
Josh Price is tearing him up, number 1.
That's going to be
strange.
That's going to be a personal foul, a blindside block. This one's coming back. Be the 2nd touchdown to come tonight. That one may have happened behind the play, a long way from the play, and that set.
That's a point of
Coach
emphasis
Price
this
off.
year, that blindside block, and the official made the call, bringing that one back. Did not affect the play at all. And that's mostly a safety rule. You saw how fast Poole was. He came here to the near side, the short side of the field. He made 1 little dip into the inside, and our corner took 1 step in, and then that was enough for him to get back to the outside and blow around him. But the penalty brings it back. Let's see what the Yellowjackets can do.
2nd 5, going to throw it deep down the right sideline. Caught behind the defense, breaks the tackle into the end zone. The Ricebirds answer just like that. And it's a touchdown. Stuttgart 21, Clinton 0.
I have the shotgun, used the pump fake, and allowed the receiver, I think that's number 8, Kendrick Hawkins, allowed him to kind of a double move. And our defensive back was out there. He's only about a step behind him, but he had yet to locate the football. And then when he turned around to locate the football, Hawkins got another step on him, went over his head, and a good throw by Coppins. And touchdown for Stuttgart.
Head on for the extra point attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. And it's good with 5:55 remaining here in the first half of play. It's Stuttgart 22, the Yellowjackets 0. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in north central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
They'll reset. I started to say that's a little bit deflating when you call back that 46-yard touchdown run for a penalty, and then the very next play, the Ricebirds strike through the air, and that'll take the wind out of you a little bit. You might not have been able to stop a drive. They take it down the field, but they score so quick on the very next play. This kick, maybe wind aided, will go into the end zone. That's a touchback, and the Yellowjackets will set up at the it'll be at the 20-yard line.
Maybe their second best field position on the ball game at the 20. Jackets have yet to be able to solve the running game, and have only attempted a couple of passes so far, but they're going into the wind now, so that also makes it a little bit more difficult. We can see the flag on the south end is straight out, blowing south. Yellowjackets are going north. We can see a trash bag down on the bench down here. That thing is whipping as this cool front moves through, but the weather will be beautiful tomorrow, we hear. Nothing to stop the wind down here, folks. It is it is flat as far as you can see.
Tobin, handoff, left side, off tackle. Jacob Hutto, not much, maybe a yard or two. Bring up second down. We talk about that speed on offense. It's evident when they get to the sideline, they turn it up or get down the field. That also helps you on defense. Not much the Yellowjackets have done out on the end, and even when you get it inside, it seems like they can close quickly, laterally. Inside, Hutto's only able to pick up 2 on that.
Yeah, their best defense player is linebacker Briar West. Against Heber, he had 11 tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. And he had 14 tackles with 3 for a loss against Star City. That's the young man we saw earlier that tried to throw that halfback pass.
And fake the handoff inside. Tobin rolls to his right. Had a little bit of room, and he's going to throw it into the turf. That one may be intentional, as Epley was kind of coming back to get the football. Had a defensive player just right behind him, and if he would have caught that, that wouldn't have been much. Tobin might have.
Smart play there, a maturing quarterback. Just throw that one away and live to play another down. Don't try to force that one in there. As you said, Epley would only had a couple of 3 yards at the most, and it was probably a high risk for an interception. So just throw it away and come back to this play, 3rd down and 8.
5:25, clock stopped in the 3rd. 3rd down and 8. Handoff to Epley, moving to the right. It's got a block, got a seam, turns it up, bounces around. He's hit, going to be wrestled backwards, kind of slung down at the end. If you're watching now on the KHPQ live stream, it won't be a penalty on that one. Nick will get to the 29-yard line. It'll put him a yard short. If that's going to be 4th down, maybe, or they're going to go.
They're going to get a good spot.
1st down.
Yeah, the official on the far side came in, marked it at the 30. Epley got hit hard at the 30 and then driven back. He had his forward progress, and he got thrown down pretty hard. But the Yellowjackets get a 3rd down, or get a 1st down, and then, like you say, if had Harley tried to force that play before that, that play might have never occurred. So Jackets flew to play another down and got a 1st down.
Maybe their 3rd first down of the night. This handoff goes to Widener. He's moving to the right. He's got a block on the end. He turns at the 35, the 40, the 45, across the 50, tackled forward to the Stuttgart 46. There's a flag on the tackle. They may tack on 15 more. Let's see if that could possibly be a face mask or unnecessary roughness, some type of penalty. And finally, the Yellowjackets used some of their own speed. They had a good block. They sealed off the end there. Widener had some room to run until he got to the sideline. And the biggest play of the night for the offense.
Face mask against Stuttgart. Add on another 10, 15. That's a play that we've seen the last few weeks. Zane getting better and better at being able to know when to cut up, squeeze through a hole. That'll be a 15-yard penalty down to the 32. And the first time tonight, Yellowjackets have been in Stuttgart territory. But we've seen that the last 3 or 4 games. Zane is getting better at reading when to make the cut. And he got through that hole and into Rossburg territory. And let's see if Clinton can do something with it.
Here we go on the far hash in front of head coach Chris Dufresne. Tobin goes low under center, and he'll raise up, look across the line, across the defense. Stuttgart, boy, they get up close and tight like they're coming at you. Quick hit, handoff up the middle. No room to run, no gain on the play. As Hutto on the carry.
Try to keep them honest with that fullback dive out of the wing tee. Sometimes you bust it. As we saw last week against Mills, Hutto kept gashing them for 5, 6, 7 yards on that play. No gain on this one. Single coverage on Brody Emerton out here, but the Yellow Jackets are going against this pretty stiff wind.
2nd down and 10. Handoff right side, Cody Davis. And he's met at the line as well. No gain on the play.
And that was Briar
3rd
West
down,
on the
10.
tackle, number 9. We mentioned him earlier in the broadcast. They always seem like they have great linebackers here. That, what was his name? I think Johnson. That Yellow Jackets won the conference in 2010, and then Stuttgart won the state title the next year with Johnson at linebacker, and he was just a tremendous linebacker from sideline to sideline. Looks like they have another one in Briar West.
Tobin fakes handoff, wants to pass. Quick pump down the field. Open. Epley's going to score. Nick Epley into the end zone, 32 yards, and he got behind the defense. They didn't keep up with Nick Epley, and Tobin's able to hit him for the score. First points of the night for the Yellow Jackets, 22-6, 3:10 to go in the second quarter.
Lined up in a wing tee again. 90% of the time, that's going to be a running play. This time, Epley lined up in the wing spot, just went straight down the field. It wasn't really a post pattern, just straight down the field. And the linebackers for that time, Stuttgart, did not read their keys, thought it was another running play. And then Tobin did a nice job, a nice soft touch pass, easy to catch, and Epley's into the end zone, and the Jackets are going for 2.
From the 3, the shotgun. Tobin, it snapped over his head, and he'll go down back behind the 20. 2-point conversion fails, but Clinton gets on the board. 22-6, 3:10 to go in the first half. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
FL Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store, is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellowjacket Sports. FL Davis Cash Lumber can help with your electrical, plumbing, paint, tools, hardware, and flooring needs. They're a full-service hardware store and lumber yard. FL Davis can provide you with everything you need for your residential or commercial projects. The knowledgeable staff is always on hand to answer your questions. Visit FL Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store. Same place, now Ace.
Ozark Health is a wonderful diamond in the rough, I call it.
Living in a rural community, having access to healthcare is critical. It has been a blessing to our community.
Not that I want to go to the hospital, this last place that I really want to go, but this is a place I'd recommend to anybody.
There's nothing like the individual care that you get here. It's phenomenal.
Our purpose for being here is to serve people. It fills me with pride that we're able to do that.
Ozark Health, your community hospital.
Yellow Jackets just go 80 yards for their first score of the night. It was a 32-yard touchdown pass from Harley Tobin and Nick Epley, and the Jackets are on the board. And maybe the Yellow Jackets get a little momentum going here as they trail 22-6. Still 3:10 left in the second quarter. Last week the Jackets trailed 20-6 midway through the second quarter when they roared back, cut it to 20-16, and then went on for the win.
Do you try an onside kick here? You do. You keep it on the ground, cleanly fielded, though, up at the 46. It goes across midfield. Stuttgart will have the football there. But finally, something good for the Yellow Jackets. Boy, it seems like it's been the Stuttgart offense all night on the Yellow Jacket side of the 50. The Clinton offense backed up for a few plays. No one in the field, but they score here. Can they keep Stuttgart off the board in the final 3 minutes, 9 seconds? Of the first half.
We notice we make these long road trips, or we play odd times. We got a lot of folks back home. Listen, I want to mention Angela Bradford, the general. She's listening tonight back home. I'm sure she's had a little off week this week. Volleyball's been on the road for all her Booster Club activities, but I'll get her back to work next week as the Jackets will be back at home at Jim Tumlison Field hosting Ball Knob next Friday night.
Shotgun snap, looking to pass. Steps up in the pocket, a little bit of pressure, gets by it across the 50, 45, 40, and hit, blown up. Ball may have come loose, and the Yellow Jackets say they've got it. It looked like a hit and a fumble up at the Yellow Jacket 37-yard line. We're waiting for a signal. Coach, I think Jordan Benson says it's Yellow Jacket football on the sideline, and it's a turnover, and the Yellow Jackets have it. The 37, a big hit, leads to the fumble.
Not sure who made that hit. It was on the far side over there. Coppins went back to pass. Yellow Jackets secondary did a good job of covering the receiver, so he took off running. He got down to about the 40. Stuttgart, that was going to come back anyway. It was a holding penalty on Stuttgart at the 45, but the Yellow Jackets will decline that penalty and take the fumble, and you get something going here with 2:59 left in the first half. You get right back in the ball game.
I'm not sure. I started to say it was a 20-something on the hit. I couldn't tell for sure. We'll have to find out after the game.
Clinton's
on that
best starting position of the night, out at the 38.
259.
And Tobin's going to start this series in the shotgun.
Empty backfield. Now in motion from left to right. Fake the handoff. Wants to pass. Down the middle. Up high. A little bit too high. And maybe behind the intended receiver, Dawson Burgess. Had him open there across the 50. I think he could have dropped that one down just a little bit, but it falls incomplete and brings up second down.
Stuttgart running a zone defense in the second that time, and Burgess did a good job of finding a hole in the zone. The pass was just a little bit high. And not sure how much the wind affects that, but Harley is throwing into a pretty strong wind.
We may have a little bit of light rainfall, and I see the ponchos going on below us. Inside handoff. Met across the line, flag on the play. Back in the backfield, not up where the pileup was, unless they saw something from behind and threw it forward. We'll see what the call is.
Currently the wind is blowing at 19 miles an hour here in Stuttgart. Temperature's dropped.
Face mask on the Ricebirds. So maybe a 1 or 2 yard pickup is going to turn into tack on 15 more, and the football moves all the way across midfield down to the Stuttgart 45. We saw a face mask on the previous drive, pick up 15 yards for the Yellowjackets. Here we do it again on this one. Can they score again?
Break for Clinton, because that was going to be third down and about 8, and the rain is blowing in sideways now.
Flags fly. The snap of the football, so look for this to be an offensive penalty, usually some type of procedure or a false start. It's a lighter rain. They put the ponchos on and the hood's up, but again, you can kind of see it in the.
I'm not really a weatherman, but I play one on the radio, and the wind is 19 mile an hour right here at Stuttgart. The temperature has dropped. We got here at about 75 degrees. I think it'd been as high as 84 today. It's down to 68 degrees here in Stuttgart. Rain is falling. Not as hard as we drove through to get here, but rain is falling.
My last report was from home was 62 in Clinton. That would have been just before kickoff. Handoff on the left side. Positive yardage up near the 47. And won't get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that'll bring up second down and about 12 for the Yellowjackets. 2:10 clock running in the second quarter.
Jackets would love to score and run most of this half off, keep Stuttgart's offense off the field. On the way down, from Conway to here, we were in a heavy rain, and from the last 20 miles, the visibility was probably down to a couple hundred feet.
It's handoff, moving left to right. On the carry, hit hard near the line of scrimmage, driven backwards. Was that Stanley on the carry?
Billy Stanley back to the original line of scrimmage, and he takes a big hit. That's at the 45. Clock winds down under a minute and a half. I think the Yellowjackets going to let the clock run here, see if they can get a first down. They still have 2 timeouts left they can use.
Stuttgart has 3. You would think they might try to call a timeout if they get a stop here and have a chance or 2 at the end zone. Did the football blow backwards on the field?
Yeah, the umpire's having to hold it.
You don't see that often. That wind's kind of coming in crossways in face. Shotgun, quarterback draw. Tobin's going to break it out. He's going to be tackled at the 42-yard line. Flag behind the play. Dropped at the 50-yard line.
Boy, a lot of flags tonight already in this one on both teams. That's going to bring a good gain back.
It's a holding call.
Just a quarterback draw there. That would have got us half of it back down to about the 40. And now you're going to back up here, make it third down and probably 14, 15 at the 50-yard line. And now Stuttgart, I believe, will take a timeout with 53 seconds left. I think everybody knows but the teams. Why is the ball at the 40? Okay. That'll back it back to the 40, so originally they laid the ball down at the 50. That'll back it back to the 40. I think the Yellowjackets now will be content to try to get to halftime. You don't want to put something up here and risk a big play by Stuttgart. You're going to be looking at fourth down and third down and 20 going against the wind with 53 seconds left. Jackets back home next Friday night. Key ball game as they'll take on the Ball Knob Bulldogs. Coming down the stretch, we'll have Ball Knob, Heber Springs, and Lone Oak in those final 3 ball games. Jackets still need a win to get into the playoffs. They'd love to get more than 1 win and try to get a higher seeding and maybe possibly a home playoff game. And here we go. Jackets facing 3rd and 20.
Tobin empty backfield. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. There's a slot on the left. Shotgun snap. Oh, big pressure up the middle. Pass.
Good play by Josh Witt. He prevented an interception.
It was deflected. The pass came off. I don't know if it came off the pass or the hands of the would-be receiver. Went straight up in the air.
Yeah, ran an inside screen, bubble screen for Nick Epley. The ball bounced off of him. And then a Stuttgart player looked like he had the first shot at it. And Josh Witt knocked the ball away. And that is a big play right there because Stuttgart would have took over at the Clinton 40-yard line. And clock's down to about 48 seconds. I think the Yellowjackets are going to try to draw them off sides here and then punt.
And, boy, the wind is picked up here. And you think if there's going to – and they will hand it off. You think you might not get much out of a kick. Here, it will be a handoff on the right side. And tackle the ball is going to go over and down. So I think, maybe what you're thinking there is against this wind, the ball in the air is not going to go anywhere. And so you just run the play, keep it on the ground, avoid a blocked punt or either a short punt. You give it to Stuttgart on the Yellowjacket side of the 50. Looks like they'll have it at the 45.
That took 5 seconds off the clock, so Stuttgart has plenty of time with 43 seconds and 2 timeouts.
We saw them complete a 46-yard touchdown pass for one of their 3 scores here in the first half. They're at the 45.
If you're going to punt in this wind, you almost have to hit that line drive type punt. You can't boom it high in the air when you're going against the wind. Yellowjackets decided to go for it on 4th and 20, and now let's see if they can keep them out of the end zone. Or, pretty good kicker. They could also get down in field goal range.
Shotgun snap, 3 receivers on the right, 1 on the left, inside screen, caught at the 50, makes a move, 45-40. Still on his feet, the 25-30, touchdown maybe, save and tackle. Tripped up at the 30 for the Yellowjackets. Maybe that's Spencer Bannister going to end up falling down at the 23-yard line.
Good play by Bannister. That's a tough tackle on the open field, and he may have prevented a touchdown there.
Maybe a second.
If they don't score here, remember that play by Spencer.
Down on the ankles for the second time tonight.
Time really not a factor. They still have the 2 timeouts. It's just, can you keep them out of the end zone?
Start the game clock, the play clock. Shotgun snap. Quick pass, right side. Caught, dropped. Incomplete. Coppin's pass.
Out to Strange. We saw that play earlier. Quick out, basic running play. Looked like he looked up to see where he was going to run before he caught it. And, of course, that wind's blowing, too. You're throwing, it's something else for distraction. Ball drops. 27 seconds left.
Yeah, you think really, as you said, you still could just about run your playbook here with the time, the timeouts, and the speed that they've got. A first down short of a touchdown still stops the clock to reset the chain. So you do a lot of things.
Just a light rain falling now.
Spread the field, 3 to the right, going to roll to the right, could run or pass. Chase behind the line of scrimmage to Josh Witt. Gets a handout, can't pull him down. Out of bounds up near the 12-yard line. And that should be good for a first down. Boy, Josh Witt gave an effort there to reach out and stretch that left arm out. Just couldn't get a hold of that jersey.
They almost made the play. A lot of guys his size wouldn't even come close to making that play, and Josh almost got him down in the backfield. Then he got around the corner and down to the, about the 14-yard line. Still 19 seconds left here in the first half. Check that. That's the 13-yard line.
What did the coaches say? We're in the post game. We're talking last week. They may have said to Josh Witt, Ashton, did they ever go out of the game last week? They're on almost on every play of what they're doing. There may be some other guys that do that as well, but that's why we call Josh Witt's name a lot. Shotgun snap, looking to pass, flag on the play, and I think this one will come back. False start. No time off the clock. Back them up 5.
Let's see if they put 2 seconds back on. It was at 19.
Oh, okay.
I think that's a dead ball foul, but they still have 17 up there right now. We'll trade them 5 yards for 2 seconds there.
Defense has been put to the test here in the first half. They've held Stuttgart to 3 scores. You think it could be worse. Can they stop one more time? Handoff. New left side stretching out behind the line of scrimmage. Going to be tackled. Jacob Hutto was back there at the 20. Also for the Yellowjackets, that's Dawson Maynard. Loss on the play. Is there a penalty on the play?
And give Zane Widener some credit. There were 3 Yellowjackets. Widener was the farthest one to the outside, and he forced Hawkins back into the middle where he had some help to make the tackle. And the officials are discussing something else here. They've discussed a lot tonight.
A chop block on the offense. So that's a block below the knees?
Yeah, definitely take that penalty. I'm trying to get them as far away from the goal line as possible now, down to 10 seconds.
So you took time off the clock. A loss on the play. Hey, you may be down to, you can get Stuttgart down to just time enough for 2 plays left.
The official on the far side tried to throw the ball underhanded to the official here on the near side, and it took a left-hand turn, ended up in the end zone.
Some big penalties against Stuttgart here in the first half tonight. The defense can hang on for 2 more plays and get to the locker room.
Stuttgart will take a timeout. They still have 1 left. They still may have 2 left, I think. Yellowjackets played a cover 2 that time. That's 2 safeties over the top. And we'll see what they do here. They may want to go with a cover 3 here, thinking that Stuttgart will have to try to throw the ball at or near the end zone. Stuttgart might have time for 2 plays here, but that play to stretch that one out was really a good job by Widener and that crew over there, as Hawkins is so elusive. That time he couldn't get around the corner. Widener forced him back inside for the tackle. The Yellowjackets are trying to hang on here before the half, trailing 22-6.
Stuttgart with a strong wind at their back. Light rain. Rain still not as much a factor, but for a little bit of discomfort, maybe more so for folks in the stands.
Bannister, Emberton, Epley. Looks like going to go to 2 safeties, Bannister and Epley. Everybody else is going to be single covered, and they're going to get help over the top.
Shotgun snap, looking to pass. Set it up short. Oh, ooh. Josh Witt gets in the way of that attempted screen on the right side. He knocks it away.
They're going to run the bubble screen there, and Josh Witt just floated over to the outside, knocked it down, and almost came within a whisker of intercepting that thing. And now it only took 3 seconds off the clock. And it'll be a second down. They look like they're going to maybe run 1 play. I thought we might see an attempted field goal here with the wind. They still may try that, but they're going to try 1 more play from scrimmage. And they may try to put the ball where the kicker likes it here. We'll see.
Football's in the middle of the field. Hand off to the left side. Stretch. Turn it back inside. Good tackle. Ankles down at about the 25. Forward. Let's see.
And here comes the field goal unit. 1 second left. He couldn't get that extra second off the clock.
Cody Davis with the tackle. Ball carrier goes down at the 22.
Be a 39-yard field goal attempt.
And let's see.
Actually,
Clinton may take it. Let's see if anybody's going to. Yeah, Clinton's going to take a timeout. The defensive side of things, utilize maybe their last timeout.
Just short of the 30. This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt by Jack Hossman. He has 2 extra points already tonight. He's going to be kicking with a pretty brisk wind at his back.
Maybe a little bit. Is it a little bit right to left?
You know, a while ago we talked about the wind being 19 mile an hour. Now it's 22 mile an hour as the temperatures drop.
It is deceiving being in this press box. We, along with Coach Matthew Post and Ryan Jones, we have the absolute best seat in the house. Just right outside these, it's circled in windows, but as you said, just right outside the wind and the light rain. It's comfortably deceiving where we are. Maybe not so much for the kicker. Let's see. They'll snap. They'll put the football down at almost the 30. So just almost a 40-yard kick. And Clinton's going to call a timeout just before the Ricebirds can snap the football, try to, what do they say, freeze the kicker, make them think about it just a little bit more, put a little bit of extra mental pressure here with a second remaining in the first half. It's Stuttgart 22, Clinton 6.
Hossman, a 6 foot, 170-pound junior, plays both wide receiver and defensive back and kicks here for Stuttgart. Ricebirds lead 22-6. This will be the final play of the first half.
You know, this maybe another thing, too, with this synthetic turf field makes a difference, too. A Stuttgart field a few years ago after a rain, you wouldn't think you might not kick from this far. A kicker couldn't get footing.
Yeah, this would have been a mud bowl just a few years ago.
Here we go. Attempt for a 40-yard field goal to snap the kick. It's low. It's not going to get there. It might have been blocked. No good, and the Yellowjacket defense holds to close out the first half. 22-6. But a little bit of momentum here late in the first half as the Yellowjackets get a touchdown. They get a stop on the defensive side of things, and they'll head to the locker room to talk it over. They'll put 20 minutes on the scoreboard. We'll take a break. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellowjackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon Races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
Wherever the river flows and however the game goes. The River Company is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellowjacket Sports. Just like in sports, you want someone who has your back. The professional team at the River Company Insurance does just that. They'll work hard to find you the most coverage at the best possible price. Whether it's business, farm, ranch, personal, or automotive, the team at the River Company will get you exactly what you need. Sports is a team effort, so come join the team at the River, formerly S&P Insurance.
The Blagg Law Firm is a proud supporter of Clinton High School Yellowjacket sports. When you need an attorney, call the Blagg Law Firm. Whether it's an injury accident, criminal defense, DWI, family dispute, or Social Security disability, Ralph Blagg believes in equal justice for all. Located on Court Street in downtown Clinton and on the internet at blagglaw.com. The Blagg Law Firm, a proud supporter of Clinton High School sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellowjackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon Races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
We have partnered with Carti to bring world-class cancer treatment to Van Buren County.
Some chemos are between 1 to 2 hours to 8 hours. So when patient is sick, diagnosed with the cancer, traveling to Little Rock, that's a pretty long day for sick people.
Back in the old days, you had to get on the interstate, go to Conway, or go to Little Rock to get your chemo treatments. My mom, for a year and a half, was able to take them right here in Clinton, Arkansas. Big peace of mind for my mom.
Ozark Health, your community hospital.
And Mike Hawley back here at halftime at Stuttgart High School. It's homecoming for Stuttgart this week. We're at Ned Mosley Stadium. Yellowjackets trail 22-6 here at the half. Stuttgart jumped out to a 22-0 lead, and then the Yellowjackets scored on a Nick Epley pass from Harley Tillman, a 32-yard touchdown pass at the 3:10 mark of the second quarter, cut the lead to 22-6. Yellowjackets forced a fumble on Stuttgart's next series, but was not able to do anything with it. So the Jackets trail at the half, 22-6. Most of the game has been played on Clinton's end of the field. Special teams have been tough on the Yellowjackets tonight. Jackets started 2 drives at the 1-yard line, and one of those ended up in being a safety. Yellowjackets also allowed a kickoff to drop and had to field it back at the 1-yard line. So the Yellowjackets, I think the best starting field position of the night for Clinton is we started one time at our own 38, but we also started at our 20, our 24, our 10, our 25, and twice at the 1. So it's been a game has been played pretty much entirely on Clinton's end of the field. The defense, you got to give them a lot of credit. They've bent a little bit, but the score could be more. And they stopped Stuttgart at least 3 times tonight in the first half when they had such good field position. And the Jackets trail only 22-6 at the half and still have a second half here to play in a windy, wet Stuttgart, Arkansas. I got the coach, Matthew Post, with me, and he's also a stat guru. And what are you seeing in the first half stats, Coach Post?
Our offense has actually moved the football tonight, but like you said, Stuttgart special teams have been very good. We've had long fields to go. So when you're moving the ball from your own 5 to the 35 or 40, you're getting a couple of first downs, but you still have a long ways to go. Tonight we have 109 yards of offense on 28 plays. We're averaging 3.9 yards per play, 31 through the air, 78 rushing. We've had, we always talk about turnovers. We've got no turnovers tonight, which gives us a chance to be in this ball game come the second half. Tobin is 1 for 4 through the air with 32 yards and a touchdown. Epley is 1 for 2 with -1 yards passing. On the rushing attack tonight, Zane Widener leads the way on 5 carries for 45 yards. Cody Davis has 6 carries for 21 yards. Nick Epley, 5 carries for 7 yards. Receiving, Nick Epley's got 1 catch for 32 yards and that touchdown. And as far as watching the offense, we're only 1 for 4 through the air, but we've had some open receivers in spots if we can get time to hit those guys.
One thing coming in, you hope not to turn the football over, and the Yellowjackets really haven't turned the football over, which is a good sign. It's just the special teams have forced us to have such bad field position, but they have held on to the football tonight. Turned it over 4 times last week, and they have held on. And you're probably agree like I do. This is probably the fastest overall team we've seen this year, speed-wise.
This team's got a lot of speed from the D-line to the linebackers. It's almost like watching, the Georgia linebackers. They cover side to side as fast as anybody we've seen this year. And we've done a good job moving the ball and hitting the edge a couple of times. But we've got to put long drives together and score a couple of touchdowns here.
Yeah, this wind and weather, too, they almost you're going into a big wind, now 22-mile-an-hour wind. And so almost the game, you get 1 quarter of being able to probably use your whole playbook and throw the football, and then you get a quarter of you really got to play the wind and pick the time when you can pass the football, and you're probably going to end up not being able to use your vertical passing game very much going against the wind. But we saw this last year down at Ball Knob. Yellowjackets played the wind great in the second half of that one, came away with a win. And we have to do that again tonight because there's, like I say, the wind is howling. We're watching the band out here in front of us, and the flag girls, man, they are getting beat with those flags.
It's a tough night for them out here.
Kind of where they may get blown away with them.
And I fear for the bands and the cheerleaders tonight. It's a cold, rainy night, and they're all out here for both teams getting after it. But, with conditions like this in the second half, anything can happen. A turnover here, a turnover there, you could be right back in the ball game. And I expect us to come out, hit them in the mouth, and be right back in it.
Yeah, Stuttgart to get the ball to open the second half, so this first series will be a big one. The Jackets got to try to keep them off the scoreboard, trailing 22-6 here at the half. Looking at another score, Heber Springs and Ball Knob tonight. Ball Knob leads 7-0, and they're driving against Heber Springs. Well, I guess it is turned the ball over, so Heber has it. Ball Knob leads 7-0 in that one at Ball Knob. Ball Knob will be at Clinton next Friday night, and then the Jackets will travel to Heber Springs in 2 weeks for the Battle of the Little Red. You may already know by now, but be raising money. The Community Impact Awards this year will be raising food for the food banks, the Choctaw Food Bank in Clinton, and various food banks, and then the food banks over in Cleveland County. And so check the Facebook, contact the school if you could donate food goods for that. We'd like to win that Community Impact Award this year. We won it the first year. I don't think we've won it since then. But on the flip side, we've won the football game every year, where we've won 5 straight football games, and we still own the trophy, and that'll be a big game in 2 weeks. The Yellowjackets travel to Heber Springs in a rivalry that dates back, Matthew Post, 1939.
Well, this is only my second year, and I love to beat Heber and everything. So let's go ahead and beat them in both of those things this
It doesn't take long getting Clinton to learn that.
Yeah.
The kids are born with it, but when the people come to town, they learn that too. That's a huge rivalry in every sport.
Yeah, the first thing I hear is, hey, we're playing Heber and something. It's a great day to beat them.
Yep. Talk about your basketball program. Basketball is just around the corner.
Yeah, we're about 3 weeks out. We've been practicing Mondays and Wednesdays from 5:50 to 7:30, and we've really been getting after it. I'm really proud of the team. They've been practicing hard every single day, hitting the weights, running the track, getting shots up, scrimmaging. So we're looking forward to it. We've got a lot of experience coming back from last year's team that made the state tournament. So we're looking forward to a fun season. And we actually had today Coach Marvel, coach at UCA, forever in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. He spoke to the team today, and he actually spoke about, you get one life, so, give your best every single day, be a great teammate, and have lots of fun doing it.
Yeah, I was fortunate to get to come over and see Coach Marvel today. I've known him for a long time. My cousin played for him back in the early 90s at UCA, and I've known Coach Marvel for a long time, and he's a great coach, but an even better person.
Yes, he's got so many good stories. We actually met him. One of my brother's roommates in college is his grandson. So I got to hear lots of his stories watching Arkansas Tech baseball games. He's got a lot of good ones.
And, he talked about today growing up in Coal Hill, small town in West Arkansas, and he coached at every level and didn't make it to college as a coach until he was 35 years old and did the most with it. He took UCA to heights that they'd never seen before, to national tournaments and All-Americans, and Coach Marvel said he feels like a Yellow Jacket now.
Yeah, he may come catch a game. We've got a new Yellow Jacket fan.
Well, let's take a break here, and we'll come back and we'll look at some of the scores from around the conference and the state. The Yellow Jackets trail 22-6 at the half. You're listening to Yellow Jacket football on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Savers says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Savers. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Savers a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellow Jackets.
I'm Dr. Tony Manning with Conway Regional Surgical Associates, and we're proud to provide our patients with some of the most advanced surgical procedures in Central Arkansas. Conway Regional continues to invest in the latest surgical technology, and with our team of highly trained and skilled surgeons, we can provide treatment for a variety of conditions, including advanced, minimally invasive colon surgery. You'll find the comprehensive surgical care you deserve at your community's hospital. To learn more, visit conwayregional.org or call 501-327-4828.
FL Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store, is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellowjacket Sports. FL Davis Cash Lumber can help with your electrical, plumbing, paint, tools, hardware, and flooring needs. They're a full-service hardware store and lumber yard. FL Davis can provide you with everything you need for your residential or commercial projects. The knowledgeable staff is always on hand to answer your questions. Visit FL Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store. Same place, now Ace.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call: Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call. 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
And Mike Hawley back here at Ned Mosley Stadium in Stuttgart. Yellowjackets trail 22-6 at the half. We had Matthew Post with us just moments ago. Jeff Hall has returned from his halftime adventures. And I got a few scores here from around the conference and the state. Big game down in Little Rock tonight. It's Lone Oak 21, Little Rock Mills nothing. Both those teams tied with the Yellowjackets with one loss, trailing Stuttgart by one ball game, along with Batesville Southside. Batesville Southside, by the way, in the second quarter tonight leads Central Arkansas Christian by a score of 28-7. And Heber Springs trails Ball Knob 7-0. That game is in the second quarter. Some games from around the state of Arkansas of local interest. Valonia, who's off to probably one of their best seasons in history, they lead Harrison tonight by a score of 21-14. That game is in the second quarter. That game being played at Valonia tonight. But Valonia with 35 seniors on that team, coached, assistant coaches by one of our favorite Yellowjackets, Jake Hink, down there. And Valonia leads that game at the half now, 21-14. They are undefeated, but Harrison with a really good program. Looks like they have a dogfight going there. Alma 20, Morrilton 14. That game is at the half, and that's being played over at Morrilton. In a big ball game at Dardanelle tonight, it's Class 4A Dardanelle 24, and the defending 2A state champion Fordyce, the Redbugs, they're 14. It's 24-14. Dardanelle leading Fordyce there. Pottsville 14, Waldron 6. That game is at the half. Arkadelphia 42, Haskell Harmony Grove 6. That one's at the half. Here's one kind of surprising, Jeff. It's Malvern at the half 6. Pulaski Robinson 0. There's probably not many teams in the state of Arkansas that has as talented a roster as Pulaski Robinson. Malvern has been kind of on a losing skid here the last couple of weeks, but they lead Robinson at the half 6-0 in that one. Ashdown 20, Nashville 15. I'm not sure if I would ever dream Nashville would be as down as they are this year. They got beat in their homecoming game a couple of weeks ago by 33 points, and this is an unusual Nashville, one of the perennial state powers, having a poor season. They trail Ashdown tonight 20-15. Warren 28, DeWitt 7. Former Yellow Jacket Fielder Dufresne coaching down at Warren. The Lumberjacks lead tonight by a score of 28-7 over DeWitt. Charleston 22, Hackett 8. Newport 28, Salem 7. Newport reeling off a loss last week to Mountain View. Also, I never thought I'd ever see in this world where Mountain View defeated Newport in football. You ever would have thought that. But Mountain View handled Newport last week at home. I think it was 20-8, I believe, or 28-8, I believe, last week. And so, but Mountain View, one of their best teams in a long time. They have a great quarterback, and they beat Newport last week. Newport tonight, though, leading Salem by a score of 28-7. Baptist Prep, one of the doormats in Class 3A for several years. Program getting a little bit better. They trail Boonville tonight only by 4 points. They trail Boonville 18-14 at the half. Boonville also one of the state's premier powers in high school football. Prescott 28, they're the number one ranked team in the state in Class 3A. Prescott 28, Genoa Central 6. Also a big game in Class 3A football McGee 22, Rising 6. That game's in the first quarter, and I'm sure they probably played through some rain down in McGee tonight. Quitman down the road from us, 35, Magazine, nothing. That game is at the half. Another big game tonight is Desark and Carlisle. Desark leads 30-0. That game is in the third quarter. And an 8-man football. I'm going to throw this in there because I also thought I would never say this in the same sentence. Little Rock Hall 28, Rosebud 12. They're playing 8-man football tonight down in Little Rock, and it's Little Rock Hall 28, one of the largest schools in the state at one time, and Rosebud Class 3A 12. And there was one more score of interest. Conway off to one of their best starts in years, but they are in a dogfight tonight after a huge win last week when they dominated Cabot. Let me see if I can pull that score up. It was, let's see here. It's Fort Smith Northside 14, Conway 14 at the half. That game at Fort Smith Northside, I'm sure the temperature is cool and the wind is blowing there as the front came through there this afternoon. But there's some scores of interest around the state and the conference. We'll take one final break, and we'll come back and start the second half here. You listen to Yellow Jacket football on the Yellow Jacket Sports Network.
The Blagg Law Firm is a proud supporter of Clinton High School Yellowjacket sports. When you need an attorney, call the Blagg Law Firm. Whether it's an injury accident, criminal defense, DWI, family dispute, or Social Security disability, Ralph Blagg believes in equal justice for all. Located on Court Street in downtown Clinton and on the internet at blagglaw.com. The Blagg Law Firm, a proud supporter of Clinton High School sports.
Ozark Health is a wonderful diamond in the rough, I call it.
Living in a rural community, having access to healthcare is critical. It has been a blessing to our community.
Not that I want to go to the hospital, this last place that I really want to go, but this is the place I'd recommend to anybody.
There's nothing like the individual care that you get here. It's phenomenal.
Our purpose for being here is to serve people. It fills me with pride that we're able to do that.
Ozark Health, your community hospital.
Conway Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Conway Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellowjackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Wherever the river flows and however the game goes. The River Company is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellowjacket sports. Just like in sports, you want someone who has your back. The professional team at the River Company Insurance does just that. They'll work hard to find you the most coverage at the best possible price. Whether it's business, farm, ranch, personal, or automotive, the team at the River Company will get you exactly what you need. Sports is a team effort, so come join the team at the River, formerly S&P Insurance.
Hi, I'm Dr. Heath McCarver with the Conway Regional Advanced Pain Management Center. Our highly skilled pain management specialists evaluate, diagnose, and provide interventional treatment for a wide range of pain disorders, including acute pain, chronic pain, and cancer pain. When you need relief from pain, the Conway Regional Advanced Pain Management Center is here to help. For more information, call 501-358-6560 or visit conwayregional.org.
FL Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store, is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellowjacket Sports. FL Davis Cash Lumber can help with your electrical, plumbing, paint, tools, hardware, and flooring needs. They're a full-service hardware store and lumber yard. FL Davis can provide you with everything you need for your residential or commercial projects. The knowledgeable staff is always on hand to answer your questions. Visit FL Davis Cash Lumber, your Ace Hardware store. Same place, now Ace.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Savers says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Savers. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Savers a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellowjackets.
Life is better with football and with First Security. We have the resources and the know-how to tackle your needs, plus a local team you can count on. So you're making better plays because First Security is making better happen during this season and every season. What's your better? Get there with us. Stop by your local First Security banking center or visit us online at fsbank.com today. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
And we are moments away from the second half beginning. The ball on the tee is already blown off the tee. Yellowjackets will be going with the wind this quarter, so if the Jackets are going to make a move, they need to make it in this quarter. Stuttgart will be going against the wind. Yellowjackets, Zane Widener's twice tried to put the ball on the tee, and it's blown off both times. Yellowjackets used 2 kickers trying to confuse the other team with which kicker's going to kick it, and is it going to be an onside kick. So as we open the second half of play, Jackets trail 22-6. Jeff Hall back in the booth.
Here we go, 22-6 again. That seemed like it was, for the most part, it was all Stuttgart in the first half, but it's only a 2-score ball game. The Clinton offense got on the board late in the second quarter. They had a defensive stop, not their only stop of the first half. They stopped the Stuttgart Ricebirds another time or two in the first half as well. And can they do it here and have a chance to pull in the score? Hard kick along the turf. The onside kick is going to go out of bounds across the 40. That'll give the Ricebirds a chance to take the football.
Ball goes out of bounds. That'll be a penalty. Ball went out of bounds to the 39. I think I may mark it up to the 44. Yeah, they're going to leave it at the 39. And so Stuttgart will take over at their own 39, which is normally be good field position, but the way tonight's game's going, that's bad field position for Stuttgart. They spent most of the first half in Clinton's end of the field.
Here we go, inside handoff, making moves, shifting to the right, 50, 40, down the sideline. Bannister trying to make the tackle, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Ricebirds. Opening play of the second half goes for 61 yards and a touchdown. Again, it started up the middle, then you break it out to the outside a little bit, get to the sideline. Well, we've seen that tonight. Once the Ricebirds get to the sideline, they are almost uncatchable. 61 yards and a touchdown, 28-6.
That wasn't really so much a bounce to the outside. It was just one quick step. That's all it took for Cedric Hawkins, taking the distance 61 yards. It was a one-step move and gone.
And on for the extra point attempt from the 10. The kick is up, and it's good. Stuttgart 29, Clinton 6. Well, just like that, you think you're coming out of the locker room with some things that you built on. See what you can follow up on here in the second half. And Stuttgart strikes quickly Now the offense going to have to try to respond here and stay in this one. On homecoming night at Stuttgart.
Don't know if Jason Lynch is listening to that, but the fight song for Stuttgart is the Notre Dame fight song. Unless Stuttgart came first. Jason would know that. It's the second team this year. I think it's Batesville Southside also played the Notre Dame fight song. So let Jason know what's going on here in Stuttgart. He may want to send them a tersely worded letter. If you're Stuttgart going against the wind, you just want to at least get a draw. And they're already on the board here. If you're Clinton, you've got to win this third quarter because you're going with the wind. Stuttgart only took 13 seconds off the clock on that opening drive.
From the 40 gets the win, onside kick as well. It's going to bound and going to be fielded by.
Boy, that was a tough play from Bryson Venable.
That saved an onside kick there. That was a good coming down with it.
Had he not been aggressive at all there, that would have been a tough one because he caught the ball and 3 Riceburgs hit him almost immediately. That was a gutsy play by Venable, who I believe is a sophomore. That's right. And so he gives the Yellowjackets the ball at the 44-yard line, which is definitely good field position tonight for Clinton.
Here we go, wing T. The give is to, I think that's going to be Hutto on the left side off tackle. Maybe to the 45, just across the 45. A pickup of 1, maybe 2 at best, bring up second down for the Yellowjackets.
A little penetration. Hutto's not really able to hit the hole as hard as he normally does. Stuttgart getting some penetration at the line of scrimmage. Catavian Daniels out there on that defensive tackle spot, making the tackle for Stuttgart. And once again, Stuttgart penetration right side of that line. Widener took the handoff, but Stuttgart was right there when he took it. And a 3-yard loss as they were able to force the left side of the Yellowjacket offensive line backwards. And quickly, the Yellowjackets facing a 3rd down and 12. And just as I say that, I get a message from Jason Lynch.
Here we go. Tobin fakes handoff, wants to pass, pumps it, pulls it down. It's going to be chased from left. Oh, what a big hit. Had he already thrown the football? It's incomplete. He got bounced backward a little bit, and an incomplete will help. Could have been a loss on the play otherwise had he not got that football off. But that's going to bring up 4th down and 12 for the Yellowjackets. Looks like they'll have to punt from their own 42.
Tobin having to throw under pressure again. And anytime you force a quarterback out of that perfect form, Tobin now lined up at quarterback. Now he'll slide over and Widener will move into the punt formation.
Kick is up. Stuttgart had a chance. Just maybe an arm length away, hand length away from blocking that one, but that'll end up being a good kick. It'll go out of bounds at the Stuttgart 20. They'll have it there when we return. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
Well, we weren't gone very long, but it didn't take very long. Back-to-back, one-play touchdown drives to the Ricebirds. They go 80 yards on the quarterback draw up the middle. Kind of started up the middle, bounced out to the right a little bit, then it was off to the races. Nobody going to catch you. And it's a touchdown for Stuttgart, 35-6 with 10 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
3 plays for Stuttgart in the third quarter, 141 yards.
The kick is up, and it's good. 36-6 with 10:02. So 2 quick touchdowns for Stuttgart to start the second half.
Talked about it's probably a bad time to catch Stuttgart. They're starting to get healthy. We did talk about Arlie Lee, the great receiver, is still out, but this quarterback didn't play 2 weeks ago against Heber Springs. He's back from an injury. And then also a couple of linemen are back, and so they're getting healthy. The Yellowjackets catch them at almost at full strength here. Yellowjackets trailing 36-6 here early in the third quarter. Jackets need to, if they can't get back into this one, keep the fight here. I did get a text from Jason Lynch as I could hear the Notre Dame fight song playing in the background. Jason Lynch said he may have to send a letter to the Stuttgart administration for playing his beloved Notre Dame Fighting Irish's fight song here tonight. And we'll see if Stuttgart, I'm sure they may want to kick it deep now with a 30-point lead. No need to go for the onside kick anymore, and they do kick it down the middle of the field.
And out of bounds at the 28-yard line. I think the Yellowjackets will have it there.
Yeah, Widener muffed it, and the ball rolling toward the sideline. It was a live ball. He made the right play, though, just get to the sideline and knock it out of bounds, and the Yellowjackets will take it at their own, I think, going to mark it at the 28-yard line, and that's where they'll start this possession. First possession of the second half was a 3-and-out. Widener had a 38-yard punt. And then Tamir Coppins took the first play 80 yards on a quarterback draw for the touchdown. Looks like the rain has stopped, but the wind is still blowing.
Tobin goes under center. Fakes a handoff, looks to pass, gets away from would-be tackle. Is going to stretch out the left side, and now he's going to go down behind the line of scrimmage at the 25-yard line.
Second time tonight they've tried to use the option play, and Stuttgart, all that speed, just push it all the way to the sideline. Tobin was looking to run, also looking to pitch. They had both him and the pitch man covered. And you just got to tip your hat to Stuttgart. They were not fooled by the option play. Landon Rose in the game now at receiver. Spencer Bannister both here on the near side.
Fake the handoff, roll to his right, pressure in his face, and knocked away as he tried to get it to Widener at about the 25. Good defensive play by Stuttgart.
I think he's probably hit early, but I think he's still in that 5-yard box where you can still make contact. I think Widener was probably hit before the ball got there, but still in that 5-yard box where contact can be made. And once again, you saw Harley Tobin had very little time to throw the football. This is probably as good as the offensive line played last week in dominating Mills. They've had a hard time trying to keep Stuttgart out of the backfield this week. That's just how good that Stuttgart defense has been tonight.
Looking to pass quickly, sling it out to Spencer Bannister. I'm not sure if he picked that one up above the turf. He did, sliding down at the 30.
Good catch by Bannister on a quick throw, and if you saw on TV there, Bray was right in Tobin's face. He had to throw it a lot sooner than he wanted to. That play could not develop any deeper because Bray got to the quarterback. And the Yellowjackets, that was a pretty good catch and throw from Tobin to Bannister just to make that catch. And the Yellowjackets facing 4th down and 8, looking to punt again here with 8:38 left in the third quarter.
Kicking with the wind. Widener will kick from the 23. High kick, one man back to return. It's going to hit at the 20. Bounce back to about the 12. Recovered there. Across the 20. across the 25 and down at the 27. Stuttgart will have it there when we return. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellowjackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Out of the timeout, Stuttgart leading 36-6, 7:40 remaining in this one. They've scored 2 quick touchdowns here in the second half. And flags fly at the snap of the football.
Update from Ball Knob. Heber has tied the game at Ball Knob. The game's tied 7-7. Heber Springs has the football. That game's in the second half. Ball Knob 0-6 on the year. Heber 2-4. Ball Knob will be in Clinton next Friday night at Jim Tumlison Field. Game time, 7 o'clock. A 10-yard gain will be moved back to the 31.
Second down and 8 in the shotgun. Motion, put it in the belly, start right. And breaking it back left, back to the right. Now it's a foot race again. Bannister trying to make the tackle. The 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown for the Ricebirds. This one goes for 69 yards. Cedric Hawkins. And that makes the score Stuttgart 42-6.
Hawkins goes 69 yards for the touchdown. He'll get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the end as he dove in from at the 3-yard line when it was unnecessary. And that'll be marked off on the kickoff. But he does go 69 yards for the touchdown. And that's going to, I believe, yes, it will enact the mercy rule in this game as the clock will now run the final 6:58 of the third quarter and the fourth quarter.
And those set up the extra points show, what, correct me if I'm wrong, that's 4 plays, 3 touchdowns, and 80 and 69, 149. I'll have to remember what that middle touchdown went for. But
61 and 80 is 141 and 70.
Another 69 on that one.
209.
210, 209. 4 plays, 3 touchdowns, 209 yards. Not quite midway through the second half. Again, speed.
3 touchdowns on the night for Hawkins.
The extra point is good. It's 43-6 with a running clock. We'll take a break. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
You know, life here wouldn't be the same without a sense of community. This is a wonderful place to live. The home of the Chuck Wagon Races, Greers Ferry Lake, and of course, Joe Lee Chevrolet. You know, Joe Lee Chevrolet is famous for fairness, honesty, and square dealing. Now for 4 generations. Sure, you can buy a new Chevrolet car, truck, any other place, but this isn't anywhere. This is home. They invite you to come on down to Joe Lee Chevrolet, where they have large rebates and incentives plus low interest rates. Joe Lee Chevrolet, Highway 65 South in Clinton.
Wherever the river flows and however the game goes. The River Company is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellowjacket Sports. Just like in sports, you want someone who has your back. The professional team at the River Company Insurance does just that. They'll work hard to find you the most coverage at the best possible price. Whether it's business, farm, ranch, personal, or automotive, the team at the River Company will get you exactly what you need. Sports is a team effort, so come join the team at the River, formerly S&P Insurance.
Back at Ned Mosley Field on the campus of Stuttgart High School. It's been a good homecoming tonight for Stuttgart. They lead 43-6 over our Clinton Yellowjackets here. Clock running, 5 minutes left here in the third quarter, and we are underway. Jackets will field it at the 35, get upfield, across the 45, and up to the 50. And Landon Rose with a good positive return for the Yellowjackets. They'll take over at midfield with 5 minutes left in this one, and it has been all Stuttgart here in the third quarter. Is just at 210 yards or so of offense on just about 4 plays, 3 touchdowns, 3 on the night by Hawkins. And looks like maybe Joe Chalk now in the game for Clinton. May see a lot of guys get in tonight now in the final 17 minutes of this one. There will be Hawkins in the backfield along with Dylan Jones, Bryson Venable.
Well, you've seen those injuries the Yellowjackets have dealt with at times here in the middle of the season. So, I think as you said there, we were talking about at the break, it's a game you want to get on out of here without any. So, a lot to play for here as we're gonna go down the stretch in the season.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Stuttgart got the memo on the second teamers. Looks like I got a lot of first-team guys in the ball game, but yeah, still need one more win to get in the playoffs, and then each win above that improves your seeding. Yellowjackets have 3 games left: Ball Knob at home, Heber Springs on the road, and Lone Oak at home to end the season. And looks like Heber Springs has just taken the lead over Ball Knob. They trail 7-0. Now they lead 14-7.
Hand off to Venable, moving right to left, and he'll be tackled. Looks to be a yard behind the line of scrimmage at his own 49. That'll bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Yellowjackets.
(43-6) in this one.
Looking right down the line of scrimmage at their own 49 from our broadcast position. Inside handoff, up the middle, across the 50 up to the 47 to pick up a 4 on the carry. That's going to bring up 4th and 7. Cody Davis with the carry. Good to have Cody Davis back. He missed some time due to injury. Jacob Hutto, he's back from injury as well. Good to see Nick Epley in the game tonight. Zane Widener, Harley Tobin back. Those guys that have missed a little time here in recent weeks. And, boy, you saw that Southside Batesville game, 7-6 at halftime. You thought, man, it was shaping up to be the best game of the year at that point. And then, boy, you get 3 guys injured in the second half, kind of limit what you can do. And the Southerners go on to defeat the Yellowjackets that night at Jim Tumlinson Field. But, again, those injuries sometimes make the difference. So good to see those guys back. There's going to be an inside handoff on the 4th down play. Yellowjackets will be stopped at the 46. And I believe the ball is going to go over on down to the Ricebirds with 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
And now we'll see what Stuttgart wants to do offensively. See who they send back out there. Clock running under 2 minutes here. Halftime score, by the way, was 22-6. The Yellowjackets have been outscored 21-0 here in the third quarter. And looks like a new quarterback in the game for Stuttgart. That'll be number 3. That'll be Landon Melanix. He's a sophomore, 6 foot 165 in the game now. Now looks like second teamers in for Stuttgart.
And we're going to go, up the middle across the 50 to the 48-yard line.
And, it looks like Heber scored in the final minute to beat Ball Knob 14-7. I think it was early in the fourth quarter. It was 7-0 Ball Knob, and we're watching a feed up here. And it looks like, I guess, Heber scored with less than a minute to play. They win the game 14-7. So Heber keeps their playoff hopes alive. It's 2 wins for them now, and that's going to set up a huge game in 2 weeks when the Yellowjackets travel to Heber Springs.
Handoff on the right side. Not much.
Ball Knob now 0-7 on the year and their backs are against the wall. They got to win their final 3 games to have any hopes of the playoffs. And so I'm sure we'll see a desperate Ball Knob team at Jim Tumlinson Field next Friday night. And that's going to end the third quarter here.
That'll do it. Stay with us. 12 minutes with a running clock when we return. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellowjackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Savers says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Saver. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Saver a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellowjackets.
That's Ryan Jones talking in the break. He's got a late night and an early start. Got National Guard duty in the morning. What, you got to be in Heber Springs by 6 a.m.? Well, you know, you could get there from Stuttgart on the way back if the crew would just drop you off and you'd have some hours to sleep at Heber Springs. You might be okay.
Well, I told him we're going to drive by Camp Robinson on the way home. We could just drop him off tonight. Yellowjackets stop them on 3rd down. That'll bring up 4th down for the Ricebirds at the Clinton 49-yard line. We're in the 4th quarter. Jackets trail 43-6. It's a running clock. And as we just passed the 9 o'clock hour here, and we'll see if Stuttgart wants to run a play on 4th down or punt. And so they're going to try to pass, and they throw, and in and out of the hands. It'll be a 1st down at the 40, but it'll be 4th down. The Yellowjackets will take over at their own 49-yard line. The Yellowjackets maybe like to get a good drive. A lot of second-team guys getting some good experience here and some reps they could use later in the season. But I know they'd have a lot better taste in their mouth. Maybe they get another score on the board before this one's over. But the Yellowjackets are moving into the wind here in this 4th quarter.
From the 49, right to left, quick snap. Chalk hands off to Venable. He's going to get the right side. He's got some room inside. Kind of lowers his shoulder a little bit. Looks like he'll pick up the 1st down up at the Stuttgart at about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Venable on that buck sweep out of the wing tee. Good blocking on the outside. Josh Witt is still in the game on the offensive line. We're about, 6, 7, 8 deep on the offensive line. So, and most of them play the defensive line. So you'll probably see some of the first-teamers mixing in and out in the linemen just so we'll have continuity at the line of scrimmage. But you got Chalk at quarterback here. And Spencer Bannister now lined up in the backfield.
Fakes the handoff to the right. He'll come back to the left, but met in the backfield by the Ricebirds at the 46. Going to be locks on the play.
Don't matter who the quarterback is tonight, that bootleg has not worked. Epley, Tobin, and now Chalk have just not been able to get outside against this fast Stuttgart defense.
Again, Stuttgart was cream of the conference opponents last year, going undefeated 10-0 in the regular season. I think, a preseason number 2 pick in Class 4A this year. And they're sitting undefeated at the conference race again at this point. And so,
yeah, they were started the season at number 2. They're currently ranked number 3. Their only loss, I believe, came to Warren, and they had some guys injured that night. I read that after that week they had a bye week, and they had to move some players into some positions for injured players. And they also made some personnel changes on some players that they thought were not maybe playing as hard as the coaching staff had wanted. And during that bye week, they made a lot of changes. Jackets facing a 4th and 1.
Chalk under center, the give in the backfield.
Landon Rose with the carry.
And I think he'll pick up the first down. He does, up at the 37.
Off tackle, running behind Josh Witt. Ashton Hoyle on the near side. The Jackets have a first down at the Stuttgart 38.
Well, you said something there that reminds me of former Yellow Jackets. You mentioned Warren, the Lumberjacks. Hey, that's where assistant coach Phil Dufran is, son of head coach Chris Dufran. He's a Lumberjack coach these days. We see him on occasion when he comes in for a weekend, and he's getting some good experience coaching at one of the top programs in the state. And rumbling, stumbling, spinning, pulling would-be tacklers all the way up to the 30-yard line on the carry for Clinton.
Dylan Jones.
We saw Dylan have a fantastic second half against the Central Arkansas Christian Mustangs that night, and he gets a good run. I think that's his first carry of tonight's ball game.
They had one early. It's I think his second carry tonight. But Dylan Jones on the carry down to the 21-yard line. That's only a sophomore, so these repetitions that he's getting are valuable. He's going to be a big part of this offense going forward the next couple of years.
Handoff, right side, Rose with it. He's struggling, keeping it alive, pulling tacklers. He'll get across the 15, up near the 13-yard line. 7 minutes to go. Clinton trying to put a touchdown on the board before this one comes to an end. Who else, former Yellow Jackets? Hey, I think you might have the opportunity tomorrow to see a former Yellow Jacket play college football.
Yeah, probably the biggest Division II game in the country tomorrow is going to be in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, as Harding University 5-1 and Henderson State University 6-0 play. In the coaches poll, Henderson's ranked number 9, Harding's ranked number 20, but our very own, what's this play right here?
Caleb Bowman. He's ready. Handoff right side near the end zone at the pylon, looking for a signal. It's a touchdown. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. I think it's Dylan Jones on the carry. I think that should be, his second touchdown of the season. It comes with 6:20 remaining, 43-12. Yellow Jackets trailing.
Yeah, second touchdown of his varsity career. Dylan Jones off right tackle. Nice move. Got quickly into the second level, and at the 5-yard line, he took on some tacklers, carried them into the end zone, and the Jackets are back on the board as they'll go for 2 here, trailing 43-12.
Chalk with a handoff right side. Stanley into the end zone untouched. The 2-point conversion is good. 43-14. It'll be about 5 minutes when we return. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Wherever the river flows and however the game goes. The River Company is a proud sponsor of Clinton Yellow Jacket Sports. Just like in sports, you want someone who has your back. The professional team at the River Company Insurance does just that. They'll work hard to find you the most coverage at the best possible price. Whether it's business, farm, ranch, personal, or automotive, the team at the River Company will get you exactly what you need. Sports is a team effort, so come join the team at the River, formerly S&P Insurance.
Life is better with football. And with First Security, we have the resources and the know-how to tackle your needs, plus a local team you can count on. So you're making better plays because First Security is making better happen during this season and every season. What's your better? Get there with us. Stop by your local First Security Banking Center or visit us online at fsbank.com today. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
My colleague Jeff Hall, Ryan Jones back here for the final 5 minutes of this one here at Stuttgart. Yellow Jackets just scored on a Dylan Jones 14-yard touchdown run. Jackets moved the ball 51 yards after stopping Stuttgart on 4th down. And the kickoff will go out of bounds, and Stuttgart will take over at their own 40-yard line.
Speaking of Dylan Jones, and tonight in the press box, they have food. They have catfish. That reminds me of Western Sizzling. You might stop in and tell his parents, Scotty and Carla Jones, that you had a chance to listen to the broadcast tonight. Heard Dylan.
They're one of our great sponsors for Clinton baseball. I always told everybody, hey, the baseball game, you got time to go eat before the game, and you got time to go eat after the game. And same thing with football. You can get in and out of Western Sizzling on a Friday night.
Defense in the backfield going to blow that one up for the Yellow Jackets. on the tackle.
Yeah, Sheldon Louder.
Sheldon Louder for a 5-yard loss.
Sheldon only a junior. Good two-way lineman, both offensively and defensively. Good to see Dawson Maynard out there. He's been hurt most of the year.
And the shotgun snap on the turf behind the quarterback. He'll cover back at the 19. And Stuttgart's going backward with 3 minutes to go on a running clock.
Bryson Minimal on defense. Isaac Bradford on the defensive line. And it looks like is that Josh Jones down there, number 66. That's Daniel Williams, number 66.
Third down play. Third and about 31. Handoff left side. Going to be dragged down, pulled down at about the 23-yard line. Bring up fourth down. Looks like Stuttgart will punt the football. An offense that might get a chance for two or three plays.
Yeah, might get a couple of plays in. Clock running. It'll be under 2 minutes before the Jackets get this one. Also see Cameron Scott out there, number 11. He's a sophomore. Venable back deep for the Yellowjackets. Also see Jeremiah Miller, another sophomore, number 9. Everybody in the ball game tonight for the Yellowjackets.
And the play clock down to 0. It will be a delay game penalty. A minute 35.
Yeah, really, you know.
Clock doesn't even stop with a delay game penalty. That takes even more time.
I gotta say, why take a delay game there? Just kick the ball. The outcome is already settled. Just go ahead and let these guys play a little bit. They sit there and let 40 seconds run off the clock.
They reset the play clock, but they'll go ahead and snap the football. The kick is up. Low kick, but down the field with a wind. Takes a hard bounce back to the 25. Going to be returned from there. It's Venable with it. Across the field, tackled at the 34-yard line. 1 minute to play, a running clock. 43-14.
Maybe time for one play, maybe two. Yellowjackets, neither team's in any hurry to get on the field.
The first half took a long time, it seemed like. Second half's going by quick.
And
looking to get back to Clinton.
Official stops the clock.
30 seconds left. Wow.
Looking for the kids or families to come home tonight. I think about 2:15 or so drive time, maybe, but maybe a stop on the way back. So folks might be back before midnight if they'll hustle tonight. And I don't think we're going to have another. We may not have another play. We're down to 10 seconds, and I think that's going to do it. The Ricebirds are going to win at homecoming night here, 43-14 over the Yellowjackets. Let's take our final break. When we return, we'll wrap this one up. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports. Yep, we'll wrap it up quick.
The all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton is gearing up for football season. Yep, we've got a huge lineup of Rams that are sure to fit all of your tailgating needs. So put on that lucky jersey and score huge savings during the summer clearance event. Can't wait to see you at the all-new Cowboy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Clinton and at cowboycdjr.com.
Life is better with football. And with First Security. We have the resources and the know-how to tackle your needs, plus a local team you can count on. So you're making better plays because First Security is making better happen during this season and every season. What's your better? Get there with us. Stop by your local First Security banking center or visit us online at fsbank.com today. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair, Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty